Hi, welcome to Programming with Mesh. In this session, we will get acquainted with the push notification locally and on a schedule. In the previous session, we learned how to call an API using fetch and use its response to display a list. Now we are going to display a notification using the data of the same item by touching each of these items. To do this, we first put each item inside the touchable so that the onPress action can be added to it. Now we use this module to use the notification feature. Using this command, we can install it. And if your target is to display notifications on iOS, you should also use this link to install this module. Well, our target is to display the notification on Android, so we only install this module. Now we need to make changes to the Android folder. First, in the build.gradle file, we add these two lines. This file is located in this path. I paste those two lines at the beginning of the ext object and set the default values mentioned in front of it as the value. Now we need to put these codes in the Android manifest.xml file inside the application tag. Find the application tag and paste the code at the end. We also place these two lines at the top of the application tag to create the access needed for the notification. Inside these codes is a color code that reads it from a file. In this path, we create the color.xml file, or if it exists, we put this code in it. In the project we created, we don't need to make this change because there is no onNewIntent function in the main activity.java file. This part is also related to sending notifications remotely, which I will explain in the future. Now we need to put the notification configs in the first file of the app that runs, which is usually the index.js file. You can find this file in the root path of the project. First, we import push notification in this file. Then enter the configs as follows. From the configs listed here, I only enter the required items. First, we enter this function. This section is for iOS, which you can remove it. This function is actually called when the notification is clicked. Also, if you only want to use the notification locally, be sure to add these to the configs. Here, as we don't currently intend to use the notification remotely, I will add it to the configs. In Android, to create a notification, you have to do this on a channel. So I create a notification channel on the first page of the app, the login page. First, I import push notification into it. Then I create a function to create the channel. Inside it, I use the create channel method, and as its input, I define the channel ID and name. Now I put this function in useEffect to create a notification channel in the first run of the login page. Now we want to display the notification by clicking on the list items. So first I import push notification on the home page. Now I create a function to manage the notification display and set it as onPress of items. We want to use the information of each item to display the notification. So we consider the item object as the input of this function. We use the local notification method to display the notification locally. As the first parameter, we put the notification channel ID in it, and use the same ID that we created in the login page. In the next parameter, we define the notification title. Here, for example, I use the name of the country. And in the next parameter, we define the main text inside the notification, in which I use the city name. Now I run the app to see the result. As you can see, by clicking on this item, the relevant notification is displayed correctly. Now, according to the notification configs in the index.js file, by clicking on it, we should see the relevant data in the console. And as you can see, data is displayed correctly. In the local notifications section, you can see all the parameters that you can have within this method. Some of them can be used only for Android, One of them can be used only for iOS and the others for both platforms. For example, I use some parameters. The big text parameter can be used to display longer text. In this case, the notification in the unexpanded state displays the content of the message, and in the expanded state, it displays the big text content. Using the next parameter, you can specify the color of each notification to distinguish it from the others. You can also specify an ID for each notification created. If this number is constant, its ID remains constant each time a notification is created. Here we can use the index of each item to make the notification ID for each item unique. So if we create a notification with a predefined ID, its content actually replaces the previous notification. If we don't use the ID in the notification definition, each time a new ID is generated randomly for it. So every time we create a notification, we will have a new notification. You can use the cancel all local notifications method to remove all notifications. For example, here by clicking on each item, first all previous notifications are removed, then a new notification is created. You can also use the cancel local notifications method with the desired ID to remove just one of the notifications. Now suppose we want to display a notification at a specific time. To do this, we use the local notification schedule method. In it, I define 3 parameters required to display the notification. In addition, in the date parameter, I specify the time for displaying the notification. I put its value here 20 seconds from the time of creation. Also, using this parameter, a notification will be displayed if the device is in the idle mode. Now if I click on one of the items, the first notification will be displayed immediately, and the next notification is created but is displayed 20 seconds later. As you can see, the scheduled notification was displayed correctly. So there we go, we learned how to create notifications locally and on schedule. So in the next video we will learn how to create notifications remotely using Firebase. Now if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next session.